Hey, what's up, everyone? This is going to be my walkthrough for Big Boss Rank on MGS2. Um, I mostly followed the videos of Perfect Stealth and Masked Matador. This should be the first two videos that come up when you search for the walkthrough of Big Boss Rank for this game. But they were good for the most part, but my technique differed in a lot of ways. Enough so that I decided to make another video. So the Big Boss Rank starts here. Um, Go into options and make sure radar is off. So the other day, what happened is I actually completed a run and I had everything needed for Big Boss Rank and I didn't get it. And after enough sleuthing around on the internet and some Reddit posts, I found out it had something to do with the radar glitching, where even though it was off the whole game for me, that in the background the game thought it was on. So every time you go to play again, and especially it happens after the PlayStation's been off, come in here and turn that off. Because when I was diligent about checking the radar in my second playthrough, I ended up getting Big Boss Rank. And I had to play again all for that reason, and I don't want you to have to do that. Unless you're a masochist, then by all means don't check the radar. Here you need to load a completed save file, because if you don't and you just start a new game, there's going to be a long cutscene with Stillman that you can't skip, where he's explaining how to defuse the bombs, but now we're going to be able to skip it. You got to pick Extreme or European Extreme, radar off, not game over if discovered. Here I'm just repeatedly pressing start to skip all this. Cutscenes, press square once, and then it freezes, and then press it again, and it goes fast. You're going to be doing that a lot. Let's look at you. So as I'm going through this, I'm actually going to hold the directional button to the left, because as soon as this starts, you got to make a mad run for it and try not to bump into anything, because this is very sensitive to time to be able to pass under that guard like that. Something else before I go on I wanted to mention is that there's medicine on the upper level that we're not getting. And since we're skipping the medicine, when you're inside, you always have to be moving around in some way. Otherwise, Snake, if you're just standing dead still, Snake will sneeze and a guard will hear him and come check it out. So here I wait for the text to disappear. You want to wait for this guard. See that little panel behind him with those 5 black switches or whatever they are? Wait for the guard to pass that, and then you can wheelbarrow him. And he won't have enough time to call it in. See, we're good. Here, you got to peek in and get a headshot really quickly before he turns around. And I headshotted that second guard. That first headshot, it doesn't have to be instant. You have a little bit of time to line up the laser sight, but you got to be quick about it. I wheelbarrow into this one. The camera, I stand under it. I wait for it to line up with me completely, and then I move on, just like that. One time I was able to just run along the wall, and it wasn't consistent, so I'm not recommending it. Headshot across the room. If you're behind this blue line, that camera won't see you, so you have nothing to worry about. And here's our first boss fight, Olga. First thing you're going to do is grab those M9s. And let me see. Okay. Wanted to pause here. So the line that Snake is behind, if you see on the ground, there's these two dots, and you specifically want to look at that one sort of between the boxes. That's going to be your marker for where you're going to try to get your left foot on. Okay, there, I got my... It doesn't have to be right on it, because that's very hard to do, but it's got to be as close to that dot as possible. I'm going to crouch down, and it gives us the perfect position to play this. You aim right to the side of that box. Right around here. Okay, so that's... I'm glad Olga did that. You see how she's in like a squatting position there? Don't shoot her when she's in that position. Because the loop you're looking for will not start. Yeah, ignore that. I know it's tempting. That's the one you want, where she kind of stands up straight. That's what's going to trigger her to go into this loop where now you're completely good. That other position that you saw, if you're able to set up really quickly, you can do that before the first cutscene and get away with it. But after that first cutscene, do not shoot her when she's in that position. This is just repeating it. I'm not even moving my gun. Just keep it where it's at. I kind of wait till she stands up a little bit, but don't do it too late. Like, you know, just I'm timing it there. Only other thing I wanted to mention is there's that second cutscene. If you're in position and that second cutscene happens, you have to get set up here again with the laser pointer. You just got to be quick about it, because if not, you'll miss her. And yeah, you don't want to miss her here, or it breaks the loop. You know, something else to look out for is your ammo. I was about to run out. I should have reloaded before the fight starts. I always forget to do that for some reason. That's a good idea. You don't want to miss, because that loop gets interrupted and it's going to mess up your time and everything. So once you get her in that loop, you need to finish it. And something else to look out for then, too, is sometimes your gun can jam. You might be a little late shooting her. Be careful of that as well. But it looks like that went pretty well. Here, run to the end. Grab the bullets, because you don't want to run up too soon, or you have to tiptoe around the guard. Running straight out, we're behind that blue line. Now, when you leave this door, for the most part, it's fine, but sometimes a guard will see you and want to call in an alert. And that's okay, too, because he won't have enough time. If you do it this way, basically, as soon as you leave the door, like, immediately press up and swing around like this. See? Look. Look at that. Actually, I'm glad that happened, because see how I had enough time? That guard, I kind of just take my time. I don't know, for some reason I always had trouble with his headshot, but make sure you get a headshot on him, because if not, he'll turn around and see you. This guard, play by the shadow, see it there? And I'm also moving around so I don't sneeze. Wheelbarrow him at the end. And we're out. Ain't got enough time to call anything in. This area, I wait for the guard to get pretty far over, and I shoot the window, because it's so easy to get a headshot when he's checking out the window damage. If you think you can get a headshot on him as he's moving, be my guest. But at least with my method, you ain't have nothing to worry about. And then when that other guard comes to check him out, he's easy to get too. I always like to grab those M9s behind the bar. Hop over. Everything's going pretty good so far. Skip the cutscene. So this is a difficult room, and it took me a lot of practice to get this technique down. So what we're going to do, as soon as we get out of this door, go down immediately. Don't even got to mess with that guard. Go down the stairs. He ain't ever going to see you either. And see where I'm at now between these two lines on the ground? That's where we're going to hop over. And we're going to go up to this pillar and hit it to alert him. And then he comes around. Boom. Whoa. Didn't want to stand there, but it's all good. And we're... everything's fine. And this staircase, you want to hang out a little lower or this guard's going to see you. And once he turns around, you can go. You have to come a little further back here because the top guard can see you if you're not. And this is where we get our first headshot and second headshot, and we are good to go. That took me a lot of practice to develop this technique. It's not quite over yet. We're going to wait for this guard to come up, hop over. The reason I take out this guard, we're going to hold him up. The reason I take him up is because he's going to wake up some of these guards on his path. And if I'm not mistaken, if there's any guards awake in this area, they'll hear the upcoming gunshots up here. And we got to skip that, always skip that cutscene. But yeah, you don't want them hearing you. So I get pretty close. Immediate hold up. Take him out. Alright, hop up here. Got to get on our tiptoes and shoot out this first control. So since we destroyed the first, we're allowed to pass the first one now because we destroyed the first one. That goes for the second one now too. And you can move forward after you know you've hit it. You don't have to wait for the beep. So this one, we're just going forward, and a guard is going to appear in the middle in the shadows pretty soon. And as soon as we see his silhouette, we're going to go for a headshot. Done. Always roll over them, or you're going to have to tiptoe. This guy's coming out. I just hug the wall, go right behind him. And what you want to do here is after you pass this first entry, you count 5 doors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's going to be a guard sleeping in this next part, and you want to hear from sleeping, and you hold him up. And I swear there was this one playthrough that I heard him sleeping, and when I went to go hold him up, he saw me, and it was like an instant alert. He didn't even call it in. It just instantly alert and ruined my run. That doesn't happen. I think it was just once, so it's just something to be on the lookout for that could potentially screw up your run. And the first thing we're actually going to do is save. A lot of people recommend the first save to be after the tanker. I'm going to have to disagree on that one because this hallway fight is difficult. Even with all the practice I've had, I still struggle with it. And I'm happy every time I can even beat it. So, at least in my opinion, I consider this hallway fight on the level of a boss fight. And that's basically what the saves are for in this game, is around boss fights. So here we are. We have a save. And what's good about that is that with the save, if we screw up, we're just right back here, and it's great. So you have a lot more time to practice, and it takes the pressure off of the fight. So the way this fight's played is right where we're starting. We're gonna stay hopefully for a while, and we're gonna be we're gonna be peeking to the left, right that, and the focus is this guard behind the box, and and now you're gonna aim like right over here and wait for him to spawn. Oh, see, I missed that one. That's fine. We'll get the next one. Got him. Let's try it again this time. There, that's what I want to do for all the new ones coming out. And something to keep note of when the new ones come out, they're going to be firing, but that gunfire can't do anything to you. I have to move up because it was a grenade. So this is rather difficult when a guard comes back early. I've never been too good at dealing with them, so I'm going to try to actually... See, I'm going to do some CQC here. Oh, grenade. Got another one. Oh, look, another one came back.